Thank you for being with us this evening. I'm Terry Brewer. Lynn Brooks is on assignment. Topping your news tonight, toppled trees, damaged roofs, and debris scattered across yards and streets. That's what people across West Alabama are still dealing with today. More now on the cleanup after the storms is in our top story at 5 o'clock. This home in Coling is just one of many around Colusa County that got hit by some powerful winds this week. It belongs to Coling Mayor Charlie Foster. He and his family spent today cutting up an oak tree and cleaning up debris. There was even a front end loader to help move everything around. Foster said they had a lot of cleaning up to do after the recent storms.
Getting people together where we can have some labor to limb everything and get all the debris piled up so we can burn it.
And Foster said it wasn't a complete loss. Those limbs will be turned into firewood. A PE coach at Walker Elementary returned to work just one day after being struck by lightning. Wednesday morning, Robbie Jones was at his desk in the activities building of the school preparing for the day when lightning apparently struck the metal building, sending an electric charge through the power lines and into Jones' computer. Jones says after he was hit, he was stunned.
Just like he said, I don't know. A big explosion came through the computer, and then when it hit me, it knocked me out of my chair over there against the wall, and then knocked this chair back against Coach Payne, and then I got knocked out, and then I'm laying there on the floor, and I didn't know what happened. And finally, Coach she checked on me, and I was like, I think I got struck by lightning.
It singed or anything?
No.
And Jones was taken to DCH in Northport and checked out. He was released later in the day. Jones says he's using his experience to teach his students about lightning safety. Here's a live look across the city of Tuscaloosa from our WVUA tower camera. Are we in the clear now, or could we see some more rain tonight? For the latest now on what you can expect, let's go to Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Terry, good Thursday afternoon to you. Yes, just some rain happening right now across our West Alabama counties. Nothing severe, but there is some embedded lightning and thunder in the mix out there, especially from, say, Samantha Point south down towards Moundville, also down in parts of Marengo County. But to the north, we're talking some moderate to heavy rain moving through the city of Tuscaloosa and Samantha down to Moundville. And there could be a little bit of lightning, a rumble of thunder or two involved in that. And down towards Marengo County, more showers and storms. All this activity quickly moving off towards the east. In fact, here's the back edge of the rain now, moving through Sumter County, and that will move on in a little bit later on this evening. So it's not going to rain very long. We're talking the showers and storms quickly moving east, and they are fizzling out a bit. We had some severe thunderstorm warnings over Sumter County earlier today, but that activity is moving out. So again, our drive cast at 6 o'clock this evening, upper 60s out there, muggy conditions. What about the rest of the forecast? Home team weather is coming up. Stay with us.
All right, thank you, Richard. North Alabama was also slammed by the powerful storms on Wednesday. You can see where storms caused a tree to crash into a mobile home. It ripped through the roof, and the strong winds tore off the siding. This video is from Faulkner in Morgan County. One man was taken to the hospital for injuries. It also caused damage to the inside of the home. Local businesses also suffered some damage. And take a look at this. This is video of a tornado caught on tape by storm chasers. They captured these images as the tornado ripped through Carlinville, Illinois. You can see the black, massive tornado as it dropped from the sky. Well, students at some Tuscaloosa County schools went home early today because of a water problem. Superintendent Dr. Frank Costanzo says early this morning, Brookwood High School reported no water pressure. Officials also discovered a problem at the elementary school. Costanzo said they had to send the students home because the lack of water would create sanitary issues. Officials with Citizens Water Service told us the problem was a busted water line. Costanzo said because this is classified as an emergency situation, students will not have to make up this missed school day.
Now today in an emergency situation, once they leave and homes go to school and then are dismissed, that day counts as well. So we don't anticipate that. Now if they were out of school tomorrow, obviously that day would have to be made up.
Water Service officials said they plan to have the water back on before noon. WVUA is covering the Alabama legislature. That is where lawmakers are looking at tackling the state's constitution. Alabama has the nation's longest constitution. Governor Robert Bentley says he supports making the constitution better, so he will sign a resolution to set up a commission to recommend ways to rewrite the Alabama Constitution. The House and Senate passed a resolution this week. Lawmakers say the commission will address revisions to most articles, with the exception of taxation and home rule for counties. Changes would go before Alabama voters. BP has agreed to provide $1 billion for projects to restore natural resources in the Gulf of Mexico. The Justice Department says the money will be for replenishing beaches, conservation of ocean habitat for injured wildlife, rebuilding coastal marshes, and restoration of barrier islands. The program will be administered by a group of trustees, including the state of Alabama, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas, and government officials. Now to the latest from Japan. The country has been hit with 2 more earthquakes today. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, those earthquakes measured between 5.6 and 6.1. Earlier today, officials announced it is now illegal for anyone to be within 12 miles of the damaged nuclear plant. Some residents went back briefly today to gather their belongings. Some people wore white protective suits or face masks and rain gear, hoping it would protect them from the radiation. The death toll now sits at close to 14,000. Another 14,000 remain missing. Meanwhile, back here in Alabama, Limestone County leaders are trying to upgrade an evacuation route from the Ferry nuclear plant. Officials are asking for a $2.5 million grant to widen the road. Right now, it's only about 19 feet wide. Officials say if a disaster struck at the nuclear plant, the road couldn't handle an evacuation. The upgrades would include widening the road to 22 feet, adding shoulders, and installing safety gates. Former President George W. Bush is headed to Alabama. Bush will speak in Montgomery at a fundraiser for Faulkner University. It's set for October 6th. All the proceeds will go towards student scholarships. Former vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin spoke at Faulkner's 2010 fundraiser. Faulkner's president said Palin's appearance helped to raise about $1 million.